What's going on? How are you guys today? We're going to take a look at, I guess, some recent vegan videos, some vegan news. I know you guys, always are asking me and telling me about things that are going on every single day in my comments, on my Twitter, on my Instagram, any social media. So this is going to be the opportunity for you guys to let me know if there's any videos you'd like to watch, if there's any thing you'd like to discuss that's been going on in the past week or just in general, or even just any questions pertaining to what videos I've done over the past week or two. But how are you guys today? Let me know where you guys are from in the chat. I'm curious how many Asian viewers we have today. I know a lot of American and European viewers, but let me know. No, I did not sleep last night. I think it might have to do with me eating 2 pounds of prosciutto, but we'll figure that out another time. If you guys are not following me on social media or interacting with me on social media, you can find me on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I have a Facebook group right now. Of course, we have a Discord. And then I have my podcast, Patreon, as well as PayPal if you guys want to support me. So Twitter, I usually try to post stuff every day, just comments here and there, at least once or twice a day. Instagram, I haven't been posting lately. I really have to try to just post the picture on Instagram, every day. I just don't want to be one of those fuck boys that post selfies every day, but I guess it's better than nothing, right? We have the Frank Tufano Nutrition Group for anyone that wants to discuss, anything pertaining to health. Pretty active group right now. We have the Discord, which is always active, over like 120 people online. Of course, I have the Patreon that does have some exclusive videos that you guys can support me on. A bunch of different things like pizza recipe, burger recipe. If you guys do want to listen to my podcast, I do have a podcast called the Perfected Health Podcast. There's a recent video, episode 7 with Heal Your Gut Guy that we did last week. That was pretty interesting. And we also have the a channel where I'm doing just some political videos. Or if you guys want to hear more about that type of stuff, you can check out the Society of Order as well. I'll start linking that below my videos. So other than that, where we had, okay, so we have recent vegan videos. Frankie looks like he needs to sleep. Yeah, no, I'm exhausted. I think I was gonna take a nap earlier today, but I took a very low dose vitamin D supplement, and it kept me awake, so I couldn't actually fall asleep. For some reason, when I take vitamin D, it gives me like some type of insomnia. Can you address Israel blowing up as a vegan country? I'm not really too aware of that. I think a lot of countries are getting a lot of vegan influence. But you're saying Israel is more influenced than other places. Why Israel is the world's vegan capital? June 2018. How Israel became the global center of veganism. Vegan nation. How Israel earned its newest nickname. Well, I didn't know about this. Here's why Israel is the vegan capital of the world. Cook prepares a shawarma during the vegan fest in the Israel city of Ramat near Tel Aviv. Unless you've been living under a rock, you probably already know that Israel has become the leading vegan country in the world with over 5% of the population is skewing all animal goods in their daily diet. This number has doubled since 2010 when 2.6% of the population... Why are there so many vegans in Israel? Are they just ahead of the world trend, or are there unique reasons that numbers are disproportionately higher than anywhere else in the world? It's funny that vegans think they're like ahead of the trend, but they're actually going back a step in time, back to being monkeys shitting in the woods, eating plants all day. Israel-based Ori Shavit, an international promoter of vegan culture, believes there are multiple reasons that Israelis and those around the globe have embraced reducing their consumption of animal products. Some are primarily motivated by improving their health, others by stopping cruelty towards animals, and others by their concern for the environment. Oh, so they're all stupid and they're being lied to. Who knew? Wrong about everything. Vegan diet does not improve your health unless you consider being anemic with a B12 deficiency and a fat-soluble vitamin deficiency good for your health. Stopping cruelty towards animals, while you're just killing insects and small animals instead, and by their concern for the environment, which is a lie, and they're not transparent about what's actually going on in the environment. However, she notes that there are a number of unique reasons that Israelis are leading this trend. Israel is a nation of immigrants that came from all over the world with their own cultures and cuisines. The country is very young and still evolving, so people here are less attached to traditional eating. They're used to trying new things and love innovation. Therefore, they are less scared to make a change in their diet, aka they are so goddamn broke they can't afford meat and they're starving themselves on a vegan diet. So 2 thoughts so far. There's more propaganda there, and they're broke as hell. In 2013, oh, we missed a paragraph. Innovation in the startup nation is not limited to technology, but also includes the culinary world. Israel, particularly Tel Aviv, has a slew of leading vegans and vegetarian restaurants. Domino's, non-dairy cheese, Ben and Jerry's vegan ice cream. The thing is, if you actually look up what people eat in general, like what they get the majority of their calories from, it's from like bread and baked goods and pizza and burgers. So most people in general get their calories from like processed junk food and processed foods in general. So just by replacing, those with vegan options isn't really too far to the realm of possibility. You should link your Discord below the video. It's hard. Okay, I'll post a bunch of links in the chat for you guys. Claiming IDF is the preeminent vegan army of the world. Total shalom. How Israel became the global center of veganism. The Jewish state was uniquely situated to become the world's most vegan country. A viral video. Oh, a viral video. What's the viral video? Oh, well, it's going to say it. Professional food critic asked her dates why she was vegan. 5 years ago, there's almost nothing to write about. No vegan restaurants in Israel. Vegan activism. Vegan activism. The policy or action of using vigorous campaigning to bring about political or social change. Ideology. That's the key word here. Ideology. A system of ideas and not ideals. That's incorrect. Why does it say ideas and ideals? Who determines what makes it ideal? The science of ideas. Is it the land? Much of Israeli vegan culture was sparked by one man, Gary Yourofsky, a bald, muscular... Not so sure about that one. Okay. A bald Jewish American activist in his mid-40s. He wears glasses, has a tattoo on his right arm, has been arrested 13 times and kicked out of 5 countries for random acts of kindness and compassion. A video of his lecture at Georgia Tech went viral in Israel after Hebrew subtitles were added to it. In the video, he talked about how discriminating against animals just because they're animals is like discriminating against people based on race, religion, or gender. So would we have like a lower IQ population that is easier to be influenced by this stuff? This is kind of nonsense. I lived among Hasidic Jews when I lived in Brooklyn, New York. I was a vegan back in the 90s. The Hasidic Jew stores are mainly vegan and vegetarian. That's where I stopped, mostly for vegan foods. Is it true that humans could live off of butter and potatoes? I mean, I wouldn't put it past that. You guys know if there's anything going on today? I've been trying to figure out why YouTube hasn't been notifying my subscribers of my live stream sometimes. Let me actually just post on Twitter real quick. I should have posted on Instagram too. Instagram doesn't like that. Google the definition of religion. It fits on veganism. Yeah, it's kind of weird how vegans will always say, "Oh, it's not a diet. It's not a diet. It's not a diet," and then, but every single thing they're arguing is from like the perspective of a diet almost. Okay, well, it's not a diet. Why are you? If it's not a diet, why are you arguing that it's better for your health? If it's an ideology, why are you arguing it's better for the environment? I should be truthful about what they're trying to push. They're basically, as we've always said, cute, cuddly animal lovers. I'm definitely shadow banned. It's just a matter of how much further they're shadow banning me. Who knows? It's unfortunate. But so you guys don't. If you guys have any suggestions, as I said, just let me know in the chat. Whole Foods is selling my food. So what? It's now she's starving other people. What are you eating today? Vegan and healthy. Whole Foods is selling my food, so she's starving. Gets to starve other people now. I thought I put this week. Oh, this week. Okay. Greg Doucette. The best erections are vegan. Oh boy. I'll definitely watch that one. Vegan teen. What I eat in a day. Face getting puffier and puffier. Cook with me. Vegan lunch ideas. You know what's kind of lame? These girls will post half naked pictures in the thumbnail, and then we're going to go watch that video because of it, and we know she's not going to be half naked. They don't deliver like 95% of the time. Do all vegans think the same? Intermittent fasting for vegetarians and vegans. Yeah, good luck. They'll starve to death after not eating for 3 hours. What I eat in a week as a vegan in university. Healthy. Earthling Ed is still rolling after being exposed as a fraud. Unfortunate. How come this guy's named the Vegan Zombie? This guy's named the Vegan Zombie is like it's so ironic. Why does no one talk about that more? Gladiators were vegan. Game Changer. All right, so yeah, I feel like I addressed the Game Changers like 2 weeks after it came out, and people are still talking about it. I guess they cling on to information for a while. Veganism made me sick. Maybe we get a glimpse in reality with this one. Joe Rogan warming towards veganism. Let's see if they write him a fat enough check. All right, I think we got enough videos to look at. Hey, Elizabeth, what's going on? Getting some vitamin D, beautiful day. Yeah, I get a little bit like depressed when I look outside, and then I have to drive in my car and go film for like 3 hours. I don't get to spend time outside these nice days. But as I said, hopefully in the future, if I'm successful enough and I'm making enough money, I'll be able to hire someone to film videos for me and just kind of follow me around, and then I'll be able to have some more time to myself. But I don't know if that's going to happen for a couple of years, so I'm going to have to hold out till then. One of my bosses claims, I think just about everyone that claims to be vegan actually eats meat at some point. Dr. Neil Bernard had an hour-long discussion on the London Real. Yeah, that's probably boring as hell. I don't think we're going to last through that. I think we know which one we want to see first.
This week, an animal rights politician is elected in Switzerland. Walmart bans live fish sales. Eating vegan food can boost erections by nearly 500%. And IKEA...
Hold on, what kind of metric is that? Eating vegan can boost erections by 500%. What does that mean? You're going to have an erection more throughout the day? Okay.
Launches a meat-free Christmas menu. All this and more on Live Kindly's weekly vegan news. If you're new to our channel, you can subscribe by hitting the leaf icon in the bottom right corner of the video. Click the bell icon to turn on notifications. And please be sure to like and comment on Looking for Changes, which protests experiments on lab animals. The music video features a cat, a rabbit, and a monkey escaping a lab right before they're experimented on. They join McCartney in a protest against vivisection on Capitol Hill. I'm looking for changes that will continue the momentum of getting animals out of laboratories, McCartney said in a statement. Experiments on animals...
What's your take on Paul Chek's diet philosophy? I kind of stopped watching him after... his book, How to Eat, Move, and Be Healthy, was one of the first things that turned me on to other ideas. But, after seeing the types of people he's collaborated with and how he conducts himself from... he pretty much monetizes all his information, so I don't really have access to it, so I don't really have an opinion on every single thing he says.
Animals are unethical. They're a colossal failure and a waste of time and money. We can and must do better. The song comes just 1 month after Congresswoman Lucille Roybal Allard urged the National Institutes of Health to reduce animal testing. Earlier this year, the NIH announced that it would replace animals in the drug and chemical toxicity testing process with cruelty-free methods. However, the number of animals currently used in biomedical is not public. The Animal Welfare Act only protects about 5% of animals used in labs. The federal law excludes birds, mice, rats, and cold-blooded animals. Eating
Yeah, it probably does exclude those animals because those are the animals you're grinding up in the harvesters to eat your corn and soy.
Vegan food can boost erections by nearly 500%, according to a study featured in the documentary The Game Changers. The film dismantles the
According to a study featured in the documentary film The Game Changers. Let's be very clear what happened here. This old man who claims he was a doctor snuck into some athletic locker room, and he strapped these boys up with cock rings overnight, who knows, willingly or unwillingly, and he did his research and claimed, what kind of research was this guy doing? How did he discover they had 500%? Did he have some hands-on research experimenting with their erection strength? Who knows what this doctor did? But stay classy, vegans.
The myth that athletes need meat in order to be at the top of their game. It was produced by Academy Award-winning director James Cameron, as well as Lewis Hamilton, Jackie Chan, and Arnold Schwarzenegger. In the film, 3 college athletes took part in a study focused on erections. They each wore a pair of rings on their penis, one on the base and one on the tip. The rings track the strength, longevity, and the number of erections they had over 2 nights. On the first night, they were each fed a meat burrito. On the second, they ate plant-based.
What's hysterical is they're talking about this as if this is some serious, hard, cold science. This is
burritos.
High quality research.
The first athlete witnessed a nearly 9% increase in the strength of his erection on the second night, and a 303% increase in the time it lasted for. For the second athlete, results showed a nearly 500% increase in the number of minutes his erection lasted after eating plant-based foods. The third athlete witnessed a 312% increase in the number of minutes his erection lasted. He also witnessed a 13% change in hardness. Former lead delegate of the American Urological Association, Dr. Aaron Spitz, conducted the study. He said, "When I think of a manly man, I think of someone who has strength, endurance, sexual prowess, and fertility." He added, "What the scientific studies are showing is that the more meat men eat, the more quickly they lose their..."
Mr. Spitz sure spends a lot of time thinking about men.
"Manly manhood." In April 2018, Cameron told the Star newspaper he'd like to give Viagra a run for its money. He said, "I'd love to put Viagra out of business, just by spreading the word on plant-based eating." Coming up, Switzerland elects an animal rights politician. Coming soon, apparel by Live Kindly. Sign up using the link in the description to get 10% off.
What do you guys think is going to happen when women find out a vegan diet is what's making them ugly and fucking up their hormones? What do you think is going to happen? They're gonna make the supermarkets run out of steak. They're gonna buy out all the beef. Beef stocks are gonna soar.
Hi guys, so I'm going.
What do we want to watch? All right, let's see some contrary evidence. Veganism made me sick.
Oh, we're about to have all the comments. All the comments are going to be really all over the place. Okay, where should I start this video? I don't know, other than hi, hello, my name is Alexis Goulis. If you've never seen a video from me before, then hi, welcome to my channel. I am here today to make a confession video, I guess. I don't really even know what to call it. First of all, I want to say that if you are vegan, you probably should click off this video. Did you click off? Maybe not. Okay, well, hi, welcome. You're here for the ride. I don't want any negativity in my comments section. If you leave it, I'm not going to delete it.
All right, we're like a minute into the video. Can you please start?
Journey, and I understand where you are, and I understand where your mindset is. If you go back on my channel, you know that, like, if you have been subscribed to my channel for a while, you know that I was vegan for a very long time, a total of about 4 or 5 years, I think, and in that time period, there was a lot of changes in my life. I went through just getting out of high school. I was dealing with a really, really severe eating disorder. I sort of like cured my eating disorder. I made a whole video talking about that, even that going vegan cured my eating disorder. You can go and watch that if you want to. I'll link it down below. I also...
All right, listen, lady. 2 minutes in, you get a pass. I'm sorry. Let's see if the comments reveal anything. There's only 11 comments, though. 80-10-10 is the devil.
Had so many nutrients because my body wasn't able to digest those foods. And I mean, part of that, a very small part of that, was my fault for having basically gone cold turkey overnight to being vegan. But because of that, I was extremely hungry all the time. So because my body couldn't digest those foods, I was extremely deficient. I went and had a blood test done probably about a year ago now, and I was extremely deficient in EPA, DHA, vitamin D, vitamin K, vitamin B12. There was like so many different things that I was deficient in, and all of it went back to how I was eating. I also was doing 80-10-10, which if you don't know what that is, it's 80% carbs, 10% fat, 10% protein. In the like vegan world, that is known as like the healthiest way of eating. Not only does that not make sense to me because literally everything in life is about balance, and that is far from being a balanced diet. I also, in doing that, because of the amount of carbs that I was eating, I understand they come from fruits and vegetables. I do understand that. But hear me out. Carbs immediately in your body translate to sugars. And when you are consuming a large amount of sugars, glucose, fructose, whatever, your body doesn't know how to, and also doesn't need that much amount of sugar. And I literally, like, my pee smelled like sugar. Like, it smelled sweet because of the amount of carbs and everything that I was eating. I do also want to mention that during all of this, at a certain point, for a while, I was like, oh my gosh, my eating disorder is cured. I can eat whatever I want. The problem is I was hungry so often, like literally all day long, that I basically never stopped eating, which then turned into an extreme binge eating disorder. I talked about my binge eating disorder on my channel quite a few times now. I also sort of talked a little bit in my Why I'm Not Vegan Anymore video about my eating disorder, and that's a huge part as to why I'm not eating completely plant-based anymore. And now I deal with an issue of dealing with binge eating disorder. That was never an issue before. I had dealt with like anorexia and bulimia, sort of in the sense that I was over-exercising when I would eat anything really, but I never really dealt with binge eating. I mean, like like looking back on my childhood, there was definitely things that were sort of like,
yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, so many girls have eating disorders now, and that has to do with their appearance. And the reason they don't look good and they have a poor appearance isn't genetic. You know, there's a very small percentage of people in general that can look good on a standard American diet. If you just think about, you know, how small of a percentage, the amount of attractive people there are, the amount of tall people there are, you just go outside and see how many people are in shape. Probably 90% of people are overweight. It's like, good luck even finding someone skinny, and good luck finding someone attractive. The percentage is so small. So when these women aren't attractive and they're having, you know, all these issues, they end up getting eating disorders. And, you know, if we were simply eating high quality foods in proper ratios of our natural appetite, you know, we wouldn't be in this situation. Everyone would be happy and healthy and look good. And of course, depending on the percentage of plants versus animal foods in the diet, that would change some things. But the point is, we'd be much healthier and we wouldn't be having these issues.
Eat too much, but it was never binge eating. The other thing is with dealing with eating disorders and being vegan is that it puts this huge, like,
and it just seems like everything on YouTube is just, like, we know these people have no idea what they're talking about. Like, it seems like it doesn't matter how intelligent someone is, how articulate someone is, what their IQ is. The amount of information that, and the amount of open-mindedness that has to be had to obtain the right information about health and diet and knowing which foods to eat, it just doesn't come by. You know, people will look at the carnivore diet, people will look at the paleo diet, people will look at the keto diet, people will eat, and what is really shocking is people will even look at, you know, the health of indigenous cultures and indigenous people, and they'll ignore the fact that these people were free of cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and they all looked very physically impressive. And they just ignore that. You know, they ignore that these people had straight teeth, they didn't need glasses, they didn't suffer from any modern ailments, they were mostly over 6 feet tall, at least the men, and the woman, you know, just better physical versions of humans, and it makes sense. There's no diet that will cure an eating disorder. Eating disorders are a psychological issue you deal with for life that you always have to keep in check. Yeah, that's 100% true, but generally speaking, if you can get someone to follow an animal food-based diet and not throw up their food, they wouldn't be binge eating. I eat air for a living. I would rather eat spinach than watch that again. All right, let's see this one. What I eat in a week as a vegan in university. Healthy. You guys ready to lose some brain cells? You guys ready? I'm ready. All right, strap me into the chair.
Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. I'm so excited for this video. I think it's going to be a really fun one. This week I'm basically going to film every meal that I eat, so breakfast, lunch and dinner, and show you what I eat in a week basically. So I am vegan, I'm a student at university, so all of these meals are like relatively easy to make, like I think they're easy. I'm also...
You guys ever notice how only young people have popular vegan YouTube channels? I wonder if someone can accumulate like all of the older vegans that are like in their 30s and 40s and 50s, and they look like they're dying, and they're making YouTube videos, but they're not getting a lot of views because they don't look healthy. And the only reason that these people look healthy is because they're young and haven't suffered from the nutrient deficiencies of a vegan diet yet.
Pretty healthy, I think. I'm trying to like be healthy, so I'm also going to try and get in a big variety of meals this week just so I can show you more. Normally I would probably eat a bit more like the same, if that makes sense, like eat the same meal a few times, but I'm going to try to get in like lots of different meals just to show you lots of different recipes and ideas, foods that you can eat. I feel like the idea of what I eat in a day, what I eat in a week can be kind of unhealthy, just because like you shouldn't really compare what you're eating to somebody else. I feel like you're always going to think like, oh, they're eating healthier, or they're eating less, or they're eating more, or like I don't know, it's just easy to compare negatively. So I'm not going to show every single thing that I eat this week. I'm going to show all of my meals just for some meal inspiration, and then I'll probably show some snacks if they're interested.
Has there ever been a scenario where like people will say she's doing like, has there ever been a vegan dieter that people say they're doing the diet correctly, they're doing it healthy? It seems like there's always something wrong.
But don't take this as like this is what she eats all the time. Like, I'm not a nutritionist, I have no idea. I just want this video to be some meal ideas for you guys. If you're vegan or if you're not, I feel like these meals, anyone would like them. Yeah, really good for students. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm not going to talk too much in it, so let's go.
I mean, how many times, was anyone counting the amount of cuts in the video? There were at least like 50 cuts in a minute and 30 seconds. That's crazy. What the hell? Was anyone counting the amount of cuts in the video? Oh, that's gross. Classic avocado toast. Oh, what did I do? How do they afford to eat like this? Well, these women are spending what, like 30, how do they afford to spend 30, 40, $50 a day on food as a what is she, a uni student? Well, I mean, what is it? Is it just people are so convinced of what is good and what is bad, as opposed to actually looking at foods and understanding what's in them? It's like, what is it? Meat bad, plants good, and then they just feel like eating anything that's vegan is going to be healthy for them. Did she really just put a granola bar in her day of eating? Honestly, you got to give these vegans some credit that they stick to eating this shit for whatever they believe in, It's got to be somewhat commendable, right? You know, like to choke this shit down every day and spend so much money like preparing it. That's a lot of sugar. Hey, I'm sure it tasted good with that much sugar in it. This is like the New World Order slave diet. Stuff yourself full of as many like carbohydrates, fruits, and vegetables as you can, and have some meat substitutes several times per day. What are the comments on this? No one's really saying anything wrong about her diet. What's your tips for great skin? It would be so nice. What's your skincare routine? Yeah, ask her about our skincare routine about a year from now. See what she looks like. This is unfortunate that they're not recognizing the basic issues with the diet, you know, what nutrients they're deficient in, you know, any sort of supplementation whatsoever. Never microwave frozen berries. I mean, you should never really microwave anything. The Okinawan diet has been debunked. The reason the Okinawans were eating the high carbohydrate content was because after the war they killed all the pigs or something, and normally they would eat a lot more animal food. It's a vegan echo chamber. That's what it is. And as I said, you know, I'm very impressed not only by their willingness to eat this shit every day, but how long some people can last and suffer through a vegan diet. And they'll continue to blame their health issues on other things when the health issue is clearly the vegan diet. Looks like a bowl of lectins and phytic acid. Yeah, I mean, we spoke about the anti-nutrient issues in the Vegetable Police live stream last week. You can argue about anti-nutrients all you want, and anti-nutrients affect people differently. The main concern is without the presence of animal foods in the diet, anti-nutrients don't really matter that much. Like, yeah, if you were soaking and sprouting and fermenting all your grains, you might feel a little better, but you're still not going to, you know, if let's put it this way. If you were eating, you know, 100% vegan and everything was soaked, sprouted, you know, properly prepared, versus someone who's 95% vegan and eats 5% animal products, but that 95% vegan doesn't like soak and sprout and do all that stuff, even just that small amount of animal foods in the diet, that person is gonna negate the anti-nutrients essentially. That person is gonna feel so much better because, you know, the fact that you're not getting any of certain nutrients your body needs is really bad. Like even just having oysters once a week would be a world of a difference in your health. Kind of crazy that what I eat in a week is a vegan university. Healthy. Flour, baking powder, cinnamon, almond milk, sultanas. I'd be surprised if this person could explain why any of those foods were healthy. And as you know, I've probably said this in the past too, but I'd love to just sit down and have a conversation with this person and ask them why the meal is healthy, and then you can watch them stutter and not be able to explain why. Oh, because like 10,000 people online told me it was healthy. Oh, that looks great. We should run a test. We'll get one vegan to follow this diet, and we'll get another person to just have an IV drip of like sugar into their veins all day, just like pure glucose, and we'll see who feels better. One person follows a vegan diet, other person glucose IV drip. Well, I'm sure it'd be less inflammatory. No animals were harmed. Guys, I haven't done a carnivore goes vegan video in a while, but I've tasted some of these vegan concoctions, and to eat this food every think about this. Think about why they would want people to go vegan. In the context of the environment that most people live in now, you know, they're already aggressive because they're not eating enough meat, they're not getting enough nutrients, and people are on edge all the time. And this is a combination of several factors. Yes, the nutrient deficiencies are one of them. You know, the fact that people, you know, blood sugars going up and down definitely contributes to the moodiness and the reactiveness of people in general. That combined with like 4G, 5G, high EMF environments, and you wonder why like people in New York are so on edge and so manic. It has to do with the EMF levels. When you combine EMF, a lack of nutrition in the diet, constant blood sugar fluctuations, you have people who can't think, are very reactive, and in general, you know, don't treat each other like they should be. They're very selfish and they can only think about themselves. And I mean, even, you know, I'm going to go to the gym later and I'm going to be the only person in the gym that doesn't have my cell phone on me. Probably, and everyone else at the gym is like staring at their phone between their sets, and they look like a skinny fat piece of shit, and they're wondering why, you know, they don't look good. I bet if you just took a month off of not bringing your phone to the gym, you'd work out better than you have in 2 years. We need to build a carnivore community just like the vegans do. Unfortunately, a lot of the carnivore community has stemmed from the same evil people that are pushing veganism, where, you know, there's special interest groups that need to sell cheap feedlot beef, cheap shitty pork, and shitty chicken, and eggs too. You know, there's very little to no money in people actually being healthy. But if you can shove, you know, 4 pounds of grain-fed steak down someone's throat a day and then sell them testosterone boosters, that's pretty lucrative too. EMF causes digestive issues. Well, EMF impairs all bodily functions. Digestive issues and headaches are usually what people notice and what's reported. So if you go into a high EMF environment and your like if you guys, I don't know how many of you guys go to work and then your digestion kind of halts at work, and then as soon as you get home you use the bathroom. That used to happen to me all the time, and you know that you're having issues with EMF. I just feel like is it really like the level of intelligence someone has and how easy they can be influenced? What did this girl like watch Vegan Day of Eating videos, try to replicate them herself? Is that what she's doing? Imagine cooking 10 hours a day on veganism. Yeah, veganism seems to be exclusive to young women that don't have a job. All these breakfasts look the same.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. So I thought I would just film a little like talking clip here. Got my overnight oats and I'm so excited about these. This is such a good breakfast because you do it all the night before and then the day of you don't have to do anything. So I upload my videos on a Sunday and I didn't get to talk about this last Sunday because it happened on Sunday, but we got 50,000 subscribers on this channel. I just feel like I'm kind of waiting for me to like realize what that means.
Have you covered X person trashing Mikhaila Peterson's Lion Diet? I mean, to be fair, what Mikhaila Peterson did with the Lion Diet was just try to rebrand the carnivore diet as her own and sell people her own membership to her website. And listen, I'm all for people trying to be successful and do whatever they want, but reality is the amount of effort that she has to put in because of her father. And what honestly, the only reason I'm addressing this question that was brought up in the chat.
Dude, I'm gonna type as sober as possible. That honestly looks F-seeking pathetic and disgusting compared to my meal, and I'm being 100% serious. Sorry, we don't cook SHT that was previously in cans. You're a fucking joke, vegans.
Well, that wasn't too nice, but I guess in some, you have to be abrasive and aggressive to get your message across in most cases. And just the cognitive dissonance and the echo chamber is unfortunate. But the thing that bothered me about Mikhaila Peterson was I keep an eye on her Instagram, and like she eats out at a steakhouse like 4 times a fucking week. And I've been watching pretty carefully. I'm pretty sure on this one. She was eating out at a steakhouse like at least 2 or 3 times a week. If I could afford to go out to dinner 2 or 3 times a week, I might not be making YouTube videos every day. Who knows? But I think it's a little bit dishonest what she's doing. And I don't really want to make a video on it. Mikhaila has been caught lying on several occasions. The Lion Diet is the keto carnivore diet under a different name. Yeah, you know, she was caught with, what's that Chad guy? I brought up his picture a couple times on the live stream. Let me see if I could find it again. It was kind of contradictory because her father is like, oh, you know, women are supposed to be, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain the what's it called? The Jordan Peterson philosophy on this type of stuff. All I know is like this type of stuff is not, I'm assuming, not what he wants. She said she likes, so this guy of Wudan is Mr. Plenty is like he's like a former K1 kickboxer. He's like pretty much like a successful guy. I just thought it was kind of contradictory, but you know when you have certain things going for you, you can get away with a lot of stuff. I mean, no, I mean, it's kind of hypocritical. Like she had a pic. This was what really irritated me. On her Instagram, she had a picture, Romania, and you could probably still see this on her Instagram. Romania was wild. And then the next post is her begging for money on her carnivore lion group. So what are you gonna do? I don't like talking negatively about people, but it gets brought up like every live stream. Like you guys keep asking me about this. It's very evident to that. You know, a lot of my community is shared between these other carnivores. No, it's unfortunate how, you know, I don't want to talk about, you know, talking about people negatively usually just results in me shooting myself in the foot because, listen, if my father was Jordan Peterson, I could get away with a lot more. And I do say things that I shouldn't sometimes, and it does bite me, but when someone else does, you know, if I made like a club where people had to pay $600 for entry, people might actually do it because I have hundreds and hundreds of, I've done over 1,000 YouTube videos in 3 years on educational stuff on the carnivore diet. So if I made a club where people are paying $600 to join it, it's kind of justified. And I'm working on a video course to sell too, that I'd like to do. So because I'm honestly killing myself not making any money. But beside the point is, if you're going to do something like that, you have to have the information to back it up. But you know, it's not there. It's not there. She tried to insult me. What did she do? She tried to attack me for her own benefit. Yeah, she did. There was a tweet a while ago. I'm trying to remember what she tweeted. I remember. I don't remember what she tweeted, but there was a oh, this was what it was. So I was talking negatively about grain-fed meat, and what I was explaining was, listen, Michaela, you're promoting grain-fed meat consumption, but you're in Canada.
Don't you just hate it when your cat wakes you up like this? Meow, meow, meow,
this is like,
meow, meow.
I have to the new like Streamlabs setup is horrible. So this is what happened. I made the video, grain-fed beef makes you fat and flabby, and Michaela said, oh, well, some people can't afford grass-fed beef, don't say that. And I'm like, you can't say that, because grain-fed beef in Canada, where she is perfectly okay to consume. You could consume grain-fed beef in Canada and not get as sick as American feedlot beef, because Canada isn't spraying their fields with so many agrochemicals, herbicides, pesticides, insecticides, atrazine, glyphosate. There's so much shit in American feedlot beef that for someone in Canada to say that you should stuff yourself full of American feedlot beef, it's stupid advice. And she went back at me on Twitter because I said that, and I was like, but obviously, you know, when she has hundreds of times the amount of followers as me, no one really sees what I had to say. But I mean, the overarching point and I'm going to do this in my budget video this week, is, you know, wild caught fatty fish can generally be pretty affordable. Frank, I got some of your delicious ribeye steaks. Thanks, man. Yeah, well, hopefully I start making some money soon. Otherwise, I'm going to lose my mind. Yep, you're right. I eat grain-fed beef too, but I'm in Canada. So okay. So I keep making this mistake, and I keep addressing bad beef is grain-fed beef is not bad. The problem is the grains that are being fed to the cattle are poison. You know, feeding cattle American corn and soy is full of those agrochemicals, and it makes the animal very sick. But if you have a cow on pasture and you finish them on like a high quality organic grain, that's probably even better than finishing them on 100% on grass. So grain-fed isn't the word to use here. The word to use is the quality of the beef. You know, was it fed? Was it exposed to agrochemicals at any point during its life? Is that the same for the United Kingdom? I'm kind of generalizing here. You know, I could be incorrect in some context. So I'm saying that Canadian beef in general is way better than American beef. But yeah, there's some American beef that's better than Canadian beef, and there's probably some Canadian beef that might be as bad as American beef. I don't know, but what I'm saying is generalizations that usually do apply. In the United Kingdom, yeah, I think the food situation in Europe is much better in general. How do you know they're not spraying? You don't. That's the issue. That's why when you're buying American beef, anytime beef is from America, I don't look at it as a good thing. On Frankie's Free Range Meat, we do buy local New York beef from local farmers. But anytime you're buying beef from a large producer in the United States, that's where I get iffy and I have issues and I don't trust people. Grain-fed beef in the U.S. is full of chemicals by Monsanto, yeah. So they are feeding GMO grain food to cattle? Yeah, that's what they feed cattle. Why do you think the meat is so... Look, go in the supermarket and just look at the grain-fed beef in American supermarkets compared to like the grass-fed beef that they sell. It's crazy. What about other Canadian meats? It really depends. Chicken and pork are usually never safe bets. Hey Frank, what happened with the video about blood? I thought it was going to be after your Halloween live stream. So I was going to do a video on blood and just talk about it for like 5 minutes. But there's a few issues with that. One, if I make a video about blood, it's going to get shadow banned and it's not going to get a lot of views. Same with any video about eating raw animal foods. It just gets shadow banned. So there was that aspect. Two, the blood coagulated, so I can't actually drink it. I mean, I could show you guys as a point, like, yeah, we would not have eaten blood. It just coagulates. I mean, if you guys really want a video on blood, I could do it. I could still do the video this week. But I decided not to do it because I thought the foie gras video was going to get was going to be a bit more popular. But in hindsight, maybe I would have done the blood video. But I don't know. Let me know if you guys want to see the blood video, and I'll do it. I don't think it was, it's just, what's allowed on YouTube versus what is not allowed on YouTube discourages me from doing certain things. Like I can't, like you guys have been asking me to make a video on, Frank, how do you make your Faraday cage for your bed? And I could show you guys how to make my Faraday cage, but the video is going to be shadow banned and it's going to get 3,000 views because it's about EMF. So it's really discouraging.
Doesn't all grain feeding degrade the fat profile?
It does, but as long as the cows are still getting some grass during that quality, if the cows are getting like quality grain and some grass, it's still good. It just depends on the nutrient profile and the quality. Everything goes down to food quality. Was that grain grown in good quality soil? Obviously, if you're just like, there's this new like, I don't know what it's called. It's like this barley sprouting machine. It's like this gigantic, like, huge industrial machine that grows seeds overnight. So you put the barley seeds in this machine, and it has like UV lamps, and it just waters the seeds, and they grow like in, I don't know, it's crazy fast. It's crazy fast. And you have this essentially blank slate of caloric nutrition you could feed to the cows. I've seen it in like Australia and stuff, and someone probably knows what it's called in the chat. But the point is, if you're feeding cows something like that, a grain that is just caloric energy devoid of nutrition, it's going to fatten up the animal, but it's going to degrade the fat profile because there's no nutrients in it. Do you eat cow tongue? What about cow's thyroid? Could it be bad for you? So sometimes organs of animals will have nutrients that are conducive to helping your...
I gained the best muscle when I did a bro split in high reps. Why is it recommended for naturals to do full body and heavy weight when training hypertrophy gets you better results?
Well, the fairy boys in the chat are going to realize that in 3 to 6 months when they're writing me a check for my workout routine. It's the biggest myth in body. And, honestly, at this point, 2019, the reason I stopped weightlifting, I thought people were going to figure this out on their own. And there are a few people that have figured this out on their own, but I don't want to name people because then you guys will figure out the routine. But, there are some of the most famous trainers in the world do know this, but the general public doesn't know this. They're under the belief that starting strength, 5x5, heavy weight routines are what's conducive to putting on muscle. But no, when you use heavy weight, you're not building your muscle. I mean, you are building your muscles, but when you use heavy weight, you're building your tendons, your ligaments, your joints, your central nervous system. It's not what I always tell people, if you're going to do something, it has to be conducive to what your goal is. If your goal is to be as big and as muscular as possible, it's going to have nothing to do with heavy weight. And people don't like to hear that because they want to be that bro in the gym. Oh, I go into the gym and bench 2 plates for 5 reps every Monday. It's probably because they have a... we won't talk too much negatively about the small PP dudes at the gym on the bench press, but we'll address that months from now when I'm in a more suitable position. You got to put those special how-to videos on Patreon, tease and advertise them on YouTube when people go to Patreon to watch them. You know what? Those videos that do get maybe I will put the Faraday cage video on Patreon because honestly, that makes a lot of sense. Because if I put the video on YouTube, it's going to be blocked. So I could just make I can make a video on YouTube addressing EMF concerns, and then say at the end, if you guys want to learn how to put up this Faraday cage, check out my Patreon. That's what I'll do. Yeah, we talked about Kai Green on the last live stream. You don't believe in switching up rep range every few weeks? I'm not talking about the weightlifting anymore today. Hey Frank, for American people who can't afford better than grain-fed beef, what should they do? I'm going to do a video on a carnivore diet on a budget tomorrow. Hopefully that'll address the issues you guys are... I get it. I've done carnivore budget videos in the past, but I'm going to do another one now because it's something that comes up a lot. Your other EMF... I mean, the videos are up, but they get usually, like, silenced. What were we doing? We were watching vegan videos, right? Let's see what's going on.
Means or like how many people are actually
guys, I received my purple carrot box today, which is a vegan meal kit service, health and wellness and eating
You know, this chick is almost my type. Almost. She's just like a hair not pretty enough.
good is very important to me, but I've been really trying to expand my horizons when it comes to cooking, and I found
All right, I changed my mind. I think she is my type.
out, you know what, I'm pretty good at cooking. I'm a decent chef. Guys, my purple carrot box has arrived. Wow, look at all the groceries. Oh my gosh, fish-free tuna. Oh my gosh, look at all of this in here. So I'm super
One of my viewers told me about this shit. I was looking at it this morning. Fish-free tuna.
excited to experiment today. Let's do the plantain arepas. Arepas? I've never even had plantain before, so I'm excited. Everything comes bagged and perfectly portioned out, so this is already making it 10 times easier for us. This is my current spread. Everything is perfectly proportioned. Like, look at the vegan butter. Look at these. I got the 2 servings. You can choose like 2 servings, 6 servings. I didn't need 6 servings for myself, so I did the 2 servings, and this meal will take about 35 minutes. Perfect.
Andy, check out. I don't give personal recommendations from a liability perspective. I can't say if people are allowed to eat raw meat safely. Just watch my raw meat safety video, and that'll answer your question.
Plantain time! Alright, I'm kind of confused about this plantain because it looks like a banana but smells like a vegetable. Why does this smell like a zucchini or something? I'm just slicing it while it's still in the peel. This probably isn't safe. Don't do it at home. Plantain time, baby. Okay, and then put in an inch of water. We're gonna let that cook for about 4 to 5 minutes. Now is time when we prepare the vegetables. Trim, de-seed, and thinly slice the red bell pepper. Peel the thin slice of just half.
You know why this girl's my type? I'm like 90% sure this girl's bisexual. That's probably why.
Half of the onion and dice the remaining half. Oh my gosh, my eyes. My eyes. Break the tofu pack in half and reserve half for your own use. Drain the tofu to pat dry with towels using your hands and crumble tofu. Perfect, okay. And what I do is I go in and I will kind of thinly slice it before we crumble, just because I find that's easier to dry the tofu. So we have these slices like this. I know, tofu looks a little crazy. Don't worry, looks a little crazy. If you ever feel like it's still too wet, just pat dry again. You get to crumble the tofu. Just use your hands. Crumble it. This is the fun part. If you like weird textures, there you have your.
Hey, Money, thanks for the $25. And I know I've been thanking people that have supported and donated through the live stream, but I really do appreciate you guys, you know, asking questions and donating. Vegan Gains couldn't stop talking about you on his live stream. Think he has a crush on you. Hey, you know, it's tough being, you know, one of the prettiest, or if not, I guess, the prettiest people on YouTube. Definitely tough. She's probably taller than you, Frank. Hey, don't shoot down my dreams and aspirations. Listen. It's funny. This is hysterical. So, you know, this will be in my stand-up. Guys, remind me of this in like a week from now, because I should write this down. I have to put this in my stand-up comedy routine. So, I had a date with this girl last week, and I was looking at pictures on her Instagram to try to figure out how tall she was. Because I was like, so I'm looking at pictures, and there's one picture where she was like standing next to a doorknob. So I like walked over to my door, and I was trying to gauge like, all right, I'm standing next to the doorknob. This is where her hip is on the doorknob. This is where my hip is on the doorknob. Is she taller than me?
2 weeks ago, I was constantly thirsty, drinking water a lot. It was unusual. Then I catched a cold, and it lasts more than a week. What could it be? What I could do to cure long-last cold?
I would see how well you're tolerating the cold. Like if you're just getting little sniffles and a little cough, but if you have like a fever and you're really sick and fatigued, I would assume you're lacking some sort of fat-soluble vitamin, whether it's vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin K2. You know, for me, I mean, my mother takes cod liver oil and vitamin D, and she never gets sick anymore. My father that eats bread all day is coughing his lungs out. So I would definitely make sure, you know, the animal food content of your diet is high. Keep the omega-6 low. Keep the nutrients high. Vitamin D3 is a big thing that people miss. Vitamin A helps as well, but both of those in combination are important. So I walk over to my door and I'm like standing by my doorknob and I'm trying to gauge like where the doorknob is in position to my height. And I'm like, and all I'm thinking to myself is, God damn it, this girl's taller than me. I was being a little hopeful because it's not like I had a tape measure. It's not like I had a tape measure like measuring her. And I was like, oh yeah, most women are short, so I'm probably taller than her. And then like I show up and then she was an inch taller than me. So you guys are ruining my like, that's the point. The point is the girl was taller than me.
Your tofu. I believe my plantains are
But hey, when you're as funny and charming as me, it doesn't matter as much.
done. So I mashed the plantain. Now they say to put vegetable oil into a saucepan and add the annatto seeds. Annatto seeds? Whoa! And these are supposed to sizzle for about 2 to 3 minutes. Ooh, I might have put too much oil on there, but that's okay. I also, you guys, didn't have vegetable oil, so I had to use coconut oil, but. So we remove the seeds, and now we add the sliced peppers, the sliced onion, not the diced, just the sliced. And we're gonna cook this up. Hey guys, we're gonna cook this up for about 4 minutes until everything is softened. Now we're going to add the tofu.
This girl is great. How many subscribers? She's definitely underrated. Oh no, she's not. 202K subscribers. Okay, she's not underrated. Never mind.
And the nutritional yeast. Ooh. And you're going to stir. Look at it. Okay, now we're going to transfer this tofu and everything to a plate. I also added a little bit of salt because it did say to do that as well. All right, guys, here we go.
Did you guys see her tongue? What color was her tongue? That was kind of weird. Some kind of candida demon.
Look at it. Okay, now we're going to transfer this tofu and everything to a plate. I also
You guys saw that?
Everything to a plate.
What's in there? What's going on? Okay, I'm kind of man. Oh.
I also added a little bit of salt because it did say to do that as well. All right, guys, here we go. The transfer. Hopefully I don't spill it. Oh my God. Ooh. Wow. Look at that color. Oh my gosh. Oh, the steam is fogging up the lens, but look at that color. Yes. It says in a large bowl to add the plantains. Throwing them in here. I don't have a large bowl, but we have the plantains in here, you guys. Now we're adding in masa harina. I don't know what that is. Okay, it kind of looks like flour in a way, but not. So that doesn't make sense. Throw that in there, and then 1/4 cup of water and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. 1/4 cup of water. Oop. Boom, pour that in. I'm just gonna eyeball the salt here. Mix the dough well with your hands, adding more water.
Should I do my next carnivore day of eating video like this? I'm just gonna take my shirt off. I'm just gonna take my shirt off and I'm gonna start peppering my steak with my shirt off. This is ridiculous.
If necessary. Okay. Ooh, I'm excited to get my hands dirty. I feel like I'm trying to make it into like the.
I feel like I'm at the gym. Like when I go to the gym, the girls are half naked too. I'm like, what am I at, a fucking strip club in Queens? This is great. You know, I don't have to walk into the gym with a stack of fucking 500 singles and lose half my money, you know? This is great. This is free. These women don't understand what they're giving away anymore.
Ellie, the perfect dough. Ellie is hungry for it, as you can hear her howling. Look at this. This is how it's looking. Is this correct? I hope I'm doing these correctly. Ready? I'm making a mess. Okay, 2. Gorgeous.
Yeah, whatever kind of psychiatric medication this girl is on, please give me some. I could use it.
I'm really making a mess out here. It's okay. Oh no, is this last one gonna be really big? Oh boy. This is actually pretty soothing, you guys. To my saucepan right now, I've added some coconut oil. We're just warming it up in here. Oh, she's been howling at me. She can smell the food. She wants it too. We're going to add these babies. Look how cute. They look like cookies right now. We're gonna add them to the pan. Or for them, we're gonna
Why is she acting like she's 5? Because, you know, vegans have the enthusiasm of children. For some reason, she has a lot of energy for being vegan. Maybe she eats meat.
cook these for 3 minutes on each side. Guacamole time. First, we're gonna dice this tomato. Half a lime, ready. Take your avocado. Avocado gently slice in half. Ooh, she's beautiful. She's beauty and she's grace. This is how I go through my avocado and slice it. This just makes it easier for me, I feel. This is the easiest way to mash up an avocado. Once you do the slices while it's still in the peel. Cilantro time, baby. I'm a big cilantro.
Guys, I'm joking that she's my type. I would probably have a stroke after talking to her for 30 minutes. Like, I have to be realistic here.
Girl, so you're going to chop the cilantro with the stems and everything. Watch out for your fingers. Oh my
Oh, that's right. Can we get an insect count on the food here?
God, I for sure burnt them. Oh shoot, I wasn't paying attention at the time, look. Oops, that's okay. There's two sides for a reason. One to burn that will be on the bottom and the other to look pretty on top. Okay, we're gonna put it all into a bowl. Here we go. See all that onion, cilantro, yep, tomatoes, gorgeous. Gorgeous. The most important part, the avocado. I should have done this first, but it's okay. Oops. Ellie, you need to wait. Oh, it's smoky in here.
Hold on, she's feeding her... I thought she was talking about her kid or something. She's talking about her dog with the vegan food?
Hold on, I have to open a window. I have to open a window. Can you guys see how smoky it is in here? That's because I burnt them. We're gonna fold them over so you literally cannot see what happened. All right? Then...
Imagine being in a room with her farting all the time. Hey, some guys pay for that.
We're gonna go ahead, add some of this tofu to them. Okay, I know this is gonna look funny. Don't use your hands for this, be cuter. I'm trying to film and do this at once, ready? Oh my gosh, heck yeah. I'm also gonna use my hands on the guac. I know guys, this looks crazy, ready? I want these to just be loaded up. Look at that. Oh my god, cute. This one looks a little crazy. She's wild. Little vegan butter, and we're going to add this. Okay, I'm gonna put the burnt side down because I don't want y'all to see the burnt side in a photo. I should have plated these better, but oh my god, look at that. Wow. You bite it like a sandwich? That's good.
Is this a
While
joke?
I finish
Is
my
this a
meal,
troll video?
you guys can go ahead and use the link below. Get $30 off your first purchase with Purple Carrot. Everything is vegan, which is amazing. You can also pick which meals you want. You can do breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Like I said earlier, you can also get the 6 serving plan. So you could serve 6 people with this. Not mine, I got the 2, but that's a whole family. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you would like to check out Purple Carrot, everything is down below. You know, I'm gonna check out Purple Carrot.
I'm fucking sold. Give me that shit. Oh, damn it, I gotta sign up. Purple Carrot. What a festive feast. Order a Purple Carrot Thanksgiving box for just $65. Ooh. Squash, stuffing, and sprouts. Oh my. 4 generous servings of 5 dishes and classic gravy. Hasselback butternut squash. Roasted Brussels sprouts. Rusted ciabatta stuffing, cranberry sauce, gravy, and citrus cake. For $65? What does everyone else think? I'm sold, man. I'm sold. I'm sold. What does she do? 10 ways to tie and tuck a shirt. Oh, this will help me for my vegan video. Is she vegan? Or no. Oh, it's oh, she does. It's not a vegan channel. That's why she does like beauty stuff.
Hello you guys, so sorry for a phone video to start this, but I forgot to film an intro, so hello. I just want to stop in and say hi. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I saw that you guys really enjoyed when I did the wrapping, tucking in a t-shirt, so I thought it would be so much fun to do it for
No, they enjoyed when you were half naked on the video.
a button up, a button down, what do you call it? I call it both. I thought it'd be fun to do with this kind of shirt as well. I hope you enjoy, and let's get into the video. Hello, you guys. So starting off, if this shirt is wrinkly to you, it's because it is.
It's just like no shame. Come on.
If you want to get me an iron, go ahead and send one my way. I don't have one. The button up or button down, I don't know what the name of it is. Do you call it button up or button down? It's from H&M. So what I'm doing here is I'm just doing a really low button, tying it off on the bottom. I feel like everyone kind of knows how to do this one. And I just paired it with a super cute little bralette underneath. I think that's super fun. I love it. You guys know me. I like to show a little skin. It's kind of my vibe.
Have you guys seen the
This next one feels like very blogger to me, more like office.
Hey sisters, it's Frankie from
I still can't believe I did this shit. I haven't been sleeping lately, so I'm not in like the crazy comedic mood that I used to be in, but you guys might have missed this one.
It has to be healthy for you despite having 20 ingredients in it.
This is great. Okay. We'll leave it at that. All right. So do you guys have any suggested videos, or do we want to go watch that chick's channel again? What do I just type in? Yeah, I mean, Mike the Vegan always bores us to death, right? Filter this week. Oh, we already watched the erection one. Ooh. Vegans sure love putting cucumbers in their pants to take erection photos. No, I ate like 2 pounds of prosciutto. That's probably why I didn't sleep. Very high histamine meal. LA designer makes vegan shoes. Make a carnivore video in a vegan style with all the music and stuff. So I could do my next carnivore day of eating as a vegan. Yeah, I don't think I'll use the vegan voice, but I think I'll do it vegan style. So I'll do what I eat in a day carnivore, and I'll just act really Valley Girlish the whole time, I guess, and take pictures of me chopping meat shirtless. Yeah, the Game Changer stuff seems to be bigger and bigger. They're really promoting that shit. Vegan winter meals. See, we really got to go digging for like the older vegans who don't look good. Shouldn't be too hard to find. How to be a healthy vegan. Ooh. All right, this is a little. Let's see if there's anything today. Wasn't there a Joey Carbstrong video, or was that when I searched the other way? If I would eat prosciutto, I would get thirsty after 3 ounces of it. Dude, I literally went to I went to buy some prosciutto and I got 2 pounds of it. And it's like for an hour or two, you're not that thirsty. And then after about 2 hours, I literally guzzled down like a gallon of water. I had to pee like every 10 minutes. It was bad. I got to stop the prosciutto. Too much salt. Failing at being vegan. 6 years vegan. how much carbs do you eat now when building muscle? I don't eat carbs. I can't. I've been trying to figure out. I've been researching. I've been researching what actually happens to people that went on Accutane and what actually is, what the liver damage is resulting in, and basically, my pancreas and my liver doesn't produce the enzymes it's supposed to. So, when I eat fat or when I eat protein or when I eat carbs, my body isn't producing the corresponding enzymes to digest those foods. As a result, I'm usually more hungry than I'm supposed to be. I eat more food than I'm supposed to, and I have a problem like feeding my gut bacteria. So I'm not sure what the protocol would be to correct the damage from Accutane. I know that Accutane physically shrinks your pores. It literally changes your organ. It literally changes your organs to the point where I don't think it can be reversed. So it just doesn't make sense to me because, why would I still have leaky gut when I drink dairy when, I took Accutane 7 years ago? None of this really makes sense. So I'm going to, hopefully over the next few months, I figure it out a little more. I don't really, I'm kind of drawing blank because, people say, hey, Frank, your liver recovers, fully regenerates itself after 7 years, but I'm not quite sure in the context of this drug it works. So I can't really eat carbs at all. I can't even eat that much fat. Try using digestive enzymes for a while. I don't feel good when I take them. Get super fat, then fast for 100 days. I can't get fat. My body, I could literally eat as much as I want, and I won't.
Here's some money.
Hey, thanks for the support today, man. I feel like there's a lot more. Maybe that's because of the Streamlabs. They're able to donate with the troll names now. But thanks for the support today, guys. If you guys do have a question or if I missed your question, you can donate through the Streamlabs link, and I will definitely get to it. No, so I could eat whatever I wanted. I could stuff my face all day, every day, and I won't gain weight just because my body doesn't absorb the calories. I could eat ice cream all day and stuff my face with ice cream, and I won't gain weight. The title was teasing me with a physique update. Hold on, I'm curious. If she's doing a physique update, what did she look like? So, how long has she been vegan? Is there any proof of a vegan that has put on muscle without the use of steroids? All right, hold on. Physique update.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Sarah's Vegan Kitchen. I've got another full day of eating for you today. The reasons why I had sort of that I am actually eating in a calorie surplus.
So this is what she looked like 2 years ago. I always have a hard time telling the amount of muscle mass women have. I mean, she doesn't look much different, right? Like 2 years, like what happened? Like she looks the same, right? If anything, she looks like she has less muscle around the, I mean, the lighting is terrible, but she doesn't look much different. So that's kind of...
I am actually eating in a calorie. I'm not always the best at that.
So 2 years on a vegan diet, working out, this is what it gets you. Absolutely nothing, because your body doesn't have the nutrients it needs to build tissue. Accutane wrecked me too. All the exact same results and symptoms that you're describing. Nasty stuff. Have you tried milk thistle for liver? I took a couple things for my liver, but it made my liver enzymes go really high. Like alpha lipoic acid, TUDCA. I'm not sure if it was doing good or not, but if you're a chick, you're not going to gain much muscle. You'll only be cutting needlessly, which is detrimental to your progress in the long term. start a class action lawsuit against Accutane. It's like people, the medical system, like, it doesn't matter what happens to you.
Hey, it's Mike here. And
the medical system is so protected that you can't like sue them or make money off of them. Like, I've reached out to Accutane lawyers, like, no one's taking cases. What am I going to prove? That I can't like, what am I going to say? I can't eat food anymore? Like, what's the basis of the argument? Go watch Mike the Vegan's video, right?
Hey, it's Mike here, and today I wanted to respond to a recent interesting video called Do All Vegans Think the Same by a YouTube channel called Jubilee, where vegans essentially vote with their feet, and they walk over to the section of the floor that matches their answer. For example, if they ask, do you like dogs, you walk over to the strongly agree strip because puppers are awesome. But as the questions go on, a very interesting dynamic develops between two vegans in particular. One is your sort of stereotypical blunt vegan that tends to trigger people, and the other is a more lenient, open vegan who people tend to like more. Now, by now, their video probably has over 1 million views, so a lot of people have seen this, even though it's pretty par for the course for Jubilee as a YouTube channel. But let's see what that first question is.
You can be vegan for reasons other than ethical.
Okay, so there's a pretty major split here, which is interesting because they also do an Instagram poll for each question, and 95% agreed. They thought that there were other reasons you could be vegan besides just ethical, which goes to show there's a little bit of a disparity until a little for ethics. And I would go further and even say that that environmental aspect actually is ethical. People are trying to do what's right for the planet.
We don't need to watch this. We know the truth is that vegans are just cute, cuddly animal lovers. Recent Jubilee video asked vegans 5 questions ranging from, have you been bullied as a vegan, to can you be vegan and wear leather? Hi Mike, I'm Tira, the annoying girl in the red dress. I actually traveled over like 3 hours to meet you at Veg Fest before in Santa Ana. So I'm happy you're responding to a video I'm in. I'm a fangirling so hard. I know the bulk of the video was really centered towards Richard. Irrefutable science. What does that mean? It doesn't have a definition. Irrefutable science. I wonder what these, you know, it just takes time, man. Looking more and more ghoulish by the day. Slowly deteriorating. And who knows if these people are even vegan. That's what gets me so much about veganism is, it's like veganism is so detrimental to your health. Even if that person was eating meat just like once every few weeks or once every few months, it's still enough to mislead people on your appearance. And even if they weren't eating meat, everyone has such an individual genetic tolerance to the diet. There's such a huge variance. If a chick lifts 2 times a week, she's not going to get big. Some chicks are just uncomfortable about their body changing. No, I mean, a lot of the weightlifting stuff has to do with the amount of animal protein in the diet. If you're not eating enough animal protein to build tissue, you're not going to become muscular. Even just women that go on the carnivore diet, they'll put on 10 to 15 pounds of lean body mass just by eating more animal foods. Usually that's from being a vegan though. So there's definitely, you know, I mean, that happened with my sister too. You know, people are always concerned about how to lose cellulite, and a lot of women hate that they have cellulite. And my sister had cellulite, and she's my age, and it just went away when she was eating carnivore. It didn't go away when she was eating conventional feedlot stuff, but when I increased the quality of the food in her diet, after about 6 months, the cellulite went away. And as I said earlier in this live stream, if women knew a vegan diet makes them ugly and gives them cellulite and makes them unattractive, they'd be choking down steaks every single day. This is what happens in a privatized corporation-run medical system. Car companies are in the business of making and selling cars. Pharmaceutical companies do the same thing, both with drugs. Yep. I know topical acne treatments are much less severe than Accutane. Can you build muscle faster than they say you can on a carnivore diet? There's a bunch of factors in it.
Imagine protesting for animal rights whilst at the same time stepping and crushing entire insects and bugs, rendering them a painful death.
There's a lack of, I mean, it's what we've said several times throughout this live stream. The echo chamber and the cognitive dissonance. Even if you present these counter arguments to them, they're not going to consider them or talk about them or care about them. I know a few people who took Accutane had no side effects. I think people hear the possible side effects and make themselves believe it. That's what's happening with you, guaranteed. Okay. That's why when I drink milk, I don't sleep for 2 weeks. You know what really bothers me is that, you know, when I've had all of these issues related to taking Accutane, and then people say it's all in my head, and then I have to tell them to their face, you're a fucking idiot. I was not having these issues before I took the drug. That I've heard that's the type of person, if you're the type of person that tells you, oh, it's in your head, you're a moron. 100%. It isn't pronounced cellulite, it's pronounced, hold on, how do you, cellulite, oh, cellulite, not cellulite, yeah, whatever. I can't pronounce anything right. I thought they took Accutane off the market. Yeah, I think it's off the market for quite a few years now. I mean, everything about, you know, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, but everything about the diet's contradictory. You know, we know it's not better for your health. We know it's not better for the environment. And we know, you know, shipping, you know, especially shipping all these foods around the world. And we know it's not better from a moral, ethical standpoint because animals are still suffering. Why do you stream on YouTube instead of Twitch? Twitch is where the money is at. I don't think I'd have more than like 50 to 100 viewers on Twitch, and Twitch is about video games. There's a reason Accutane got banned. Yep. One woman, two women. A lot of girls want the vegan wastage to look more petite and reduce muscle to look more feminine. But it doesn't end up working unless they're really pretty in the first place. I've done several videos on how to fix your acne. The most recent one, there's a bunch of steps that you can take, and that'll pretty much ensure that your acne will go away, but it's not necessarily something that's super easy to adhere to. Frank, what do you think of trace mineral drops? I've heard some people having kidney issues with the trace mineral drops. And anytime you take something exogenous, you know, not like a supplement or something not natural, especially mineral supplements, you want to be really careful. You know, they deplete other minerals. They can build up in your body's tissue. They can cause issues related to vitamin synergy. I wouldn't use any type of supplement unless you're 100% sure you need it. Yeah, we ship non-perishables to Canada if you order all non-perishables in the order. Twitch is full of nerds. I mean, it's tough. I already do 3 live streams on YouTube every week, and I do videos on YouTube every day. For me to spend time on Twitch, I don't know. I don't know if it'd be I don't know if I'd have time to do that, or if it'd be worth it. Do you know about tinnitus help my ears? Hey, Pugman, what's going on? I mean, you caused it by, you know, obviously listening to loud music. I don't know if having a higher quality diet or reducing the inflammation in your diet is going to allow that part of your body to heal quicker. You know, I've had several clients that have had tinnitus, and although the diet seems to help their life in other aspects, it doesn't seem to have a direct effect on reducing the tinnitus. To be fair, a large chunk of Twitch is just half-naked chicks talking to the chat now. But they're probably not making that much money, I'm assuming. Accutane is still popping. People be posting their results on YouTube, encouraging others. That's not good. And I made several videos speaking out again. I made several videos like speaking out against Accutane, but they get censored pretty easily. I mean, pretty obviously. They like get kind of censored, silenced to some degree. You could stream simultaneously on YouTube and Twitch. I think that would expand your audience. What do you have to like open up 2 Streamlabs and like do it at the same time? That's a little difficult to do. I could stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. I'll check out if I could do that. How long do you think YouTube will shut down all diet channels, as it can be a liability for them as they promote the content under their name? I don't think it's a, I mean, you could say that about anyone doing a what I eat in a day, doing a day in my life. If you have, you know, a Victoria's Secret model showing someone what she ate for lunch, you can make that same argument. Oh, that's a liability that you're saying you could eat this and look like a model. There's liabilities for everything. That's a generalization you can't really make. Can the carnivore diet help with bipolar disorder and other mental disorders? There's a bunch of studies you can read correlating certain nutrient deficiencies like B vitamin deficiency to mental disorders. I'm trying an 80% carnivore diet with 20% coming from avocados, olive, and coconut oil. I wouldn't do that. I would get an animal source of fat. Is durian fruit as nutritious as it's marketed? I mean, I've never really looked into the nutritional profile of durian fruit, but the only purpose that plant foods can really have are either giving you caloric nutrition or feeding your gut bacteria. How do you get tinnitus in the first place? Well, let's actually look. I mean, to my understanding, it's just like a hearing issue where you can hear ringing or something. Yeah, that's what it is. So just to be medically correct, it is ringing in the ears, ringing in or buzzing noise in both ears or one ear that may be constant or come and go, often associated with hearing loss. Usually what happens is people listen to like loud music on their headphones for long periods of time. Type in Accutane on YouTube and read the comments under the video. I wonder if my video comes up when you type in Accutane. No, my video doesn't come up when you type in Accutane. Yeah, my video is not here. Oh, yeah, let's listen to a pharmacist talk about Accutane. That sounds like a great idea. Yeah, no, everyone is. Wow, I get clear skin and a flat tummy. What a deal. Yeah, if you want to starve yourself because you can't digest food anymore. I mean, yeah, I don't even talk about the other symptoms that affect me even more. Like there are probably 10 comments in my live stream today. Frank, why are you licking your lips so much? I'm licking my lips so much because ever since I took Accutane, my mouth and my lips have been so dry. Same with my eyes. My eyes are dry. My lips are always dry. I'm always so thirsty all the time. I have to drink so much more water than I used to. It doesn't make any sense. Is it true that poop doesn't smell on a carnivore diet? If you're eating like just pure meat with nothing else, you're probably not going to smell at all. It depends. Like if you're eating bacon or eggs, those meats will probably smell. Spices, yes, but just like grass-fed beef, no. I introduced dairy again and had my first fart in months. Yeah, I don't think I can do dairy moving forward with just, you know, on paper it seems like dairy is a good idea, but I've never been able to make it work. Unless maybe there's a way. You know, I mean, I could drink kefir and have yogurt and then drink like 1 or 2 glasses of milk throughout the day. But
it's so toxic, harsh. Yes, I am strict on diet and not much help. I am a very rare case, Frank, trust me. Recently noticed betadine iodine topical on.
Hey, Tanks, what's going on? Let me reread that.
Took Accutane too. By 15 years ago it had 0 effect on acne but have same issues as you now still. Have mod 7 acne but it's controlled to mild mod W benspirox.
Hey, thanks for the
Face
support.
helps a lot. How much is too much iodine topically? I don't want to get thyroid probs. What brand do you recommend for topical and how often?
Okay, let me try to read that in the correct order. Took Accutane 2 times 15 years ago. 0 effect on acne. Still having the same issues as you now, but he still has acne. He's taking benzoyl peroxide, but it's so toxic or harsh. He's strict on his diet. I'm a very rare case. Recently noticed betadine iodine topically on face helps a lot. How much iodine is too much topically? I don't want to get thyroid problems. What brand do you recommend for topical and how often? Well, I'm assuming you've watched my acne videos and you've applied all of those aspects to your diet and lifestyle. Iodine has approximately a 10% absorption rate transdermally. So I wouldn't put more than 20 drops of iodine on your face per day. But that should be, you could probably completely cover your face with iodine with like 10 drops. So I don't think there's really a limit on putting iodine on your face topically. Iodine, I mean, it does help to try to get your iodine status and see if you are deficient in iodine and if that's a reason it's helping. But even just iodine itself is an antiseptic, and since it does get absorbed transdermally, just by putting iodine on a zit, it will pretty much eliminate it because the iodine will absorb through the skin and pretty much kill any bacteria or any inflammatory things in it. Granted, you'll have like a giant black mark on your face if you do that, but it will make it go away within a day or two. The vitamin A palmitate in milks in the past and supplements make my skin and eyes dry. Yeah, no, but that's the same stuff that Accutane is essentially. So just so you guys know what my game plan is moving forward with the Accutane is trying to see. I'm assuming what's happened is, despite being off Accutane for 7 years, the diet I've been following has been super high in vitamin A. So what basically happened was, I stopped taking Accutane, still had acne issues, discovered a carnivore diet, started eating liver, started eating a lot of high vitamin A animal foods. And even though I was taking vitamin D, I never detoxed my liver from vitamin A. So it's very likely that now I've had a high vitamin A concentration in my liver, which has not allowed my body to heal. And now what happened was other factors in my diet caused the liver issues to be exacerbated. Because I was fine on the carnivore diet for like 7 years, just about 6 years. And then we'll have to see how the next few months go. Thoughts on cold exposure? I mean, it's definitely beneficial. I've never really had fun tolerating cold showers and stuff. How do you get rid of acne scarring? The one thing that's helped my acne the most is going to the tanning salon and getting a lot of sun. Really helps your skin heal. D3 is not a vitamin, it's a hormone. Yes, but it's antagonistic to vitamin A. So hypothetically, if you take vitamin D3 when you have a large amount of vitamin A in your body, it should chelate it and take it out, or not necessarily chelate it, but I have to figure out what the mechanism is. I have to just look into vitamin A, vitamin D3 interaction, because I want to figure out, okay, I just want to find out what happens when, I know that vitamin A and vitamin D are antagonistic, but what I want to know is what physically happens to the vitamin A that's stored in your liver when you take vitamin D. I'm assuming it's getting depleted and being used to build and make cells.
Thoughts on Shilajit?
I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's like it's this like tar. It's like this tar-like mineral substance that is deep in the some type of mountain range, and it's supposed to be very high in bioavailable minerals. And this, let me just Google it to show you guys a picture. It's like a tar. I've spoken about this in the past. They saw monkeys eating it or something. They saw monkeys eating this shilajit, and it was supposed to be high in minerals. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't eat that stuff. I don't trust it from the perspective of what's in it. I mean, some people might see benefits from taking it. Fulvic acid and more than 84 minerals. So here's the question I have to ask. If shilajit has over 84 minerals, what are the chelations of the minerals? What are they bound to? Is it available in the body? Just because you're taking this type of tar from a mountain range that's natural doesn't mean it's necessarily something we should be consuming. We can't synthesize vitamin D3. That is proof it's not a vitamin. Well, what do you mean? Like you mean we can't make D3 without the sun is what you mean, right? It's also high in heavy metals. Shilajit is bat poo. My hair is getting wild. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I took vitamin D3 for a while in really high doses for years and years and years. And then it got to a point where I couldn't tolerate it anymore. It's hard to measure. It's hard to know what blood levels of vitamin D3 are versus tissue levels, and it's also hard to know if you're getting enough of the other nutrients, because one thing that vitamin A does in the body is it inhibits absorption of vitamin K2. So even if you're consuming, large amounts of vitamin K2 from certain sources, such as liver, the vitamin A in the liver is likely impairing some of the vitamin, if not all of the vitamin K2 absorption. So you have to be very mindful when consuming, vitamin K2 that it's not in a food that contains large amounts of vitamin A. So yeah, most people will eat, for vitamin K2, they'll eat liver, they'll have egg yolks, they'll have even sometimes raw cheeses. But raw cheeses are a better option, but in a lot of cases, the amount of vitamin A in egg yolks and the amount of vitamin A in liver, it's far higher than the amount of vitamin K2 you're getting. That's why these indigenous people, they weren't eating fermented liver for K2. They were eating fermented fat for K2. So they were getting, a source of vitamin K2 that had a more favorable nutrient ratio in K2. Can you farm fish in rivers? You can, but generally speaking, if a fish is cheap, it wasn't farmed, because they don't raise cheap fish. It doesn't make money. Do I have a water filter in my shower? Yes. My highest blood level of vitamin D was 154 using Thorn D and K2 and eating lots of bone marrow. I don't know if you mean the nanogram scale or the nanomole scale. How better antibiotics? I currently have to take one and feel awful. What would you recommend to help heal my gut? There are a lot of people that are very adamantly against using any antibiotics. You're basically killing your microbiome off, so you have to repopulate with probiotics, and usually the good probiotics are hard for some people to access. What is the best for maximizing erections? You got to figure out what nutrient you're missing. So for some people, it's zinc. So when they eat a lot of oysters or something, they notice, or like fish, they notice they have a much higher sex drive. Could be vitamin D. Usually those are the two things. Best source of iodine without supplementation? I mean, usually shellfish, seafood. I think I explained for 10 minutes why I didn't hunt like 1 or 2 live streams ago. American cheese names world's best for the first time. What do you mean? Oh, named world's best? What a joke. Trying to poison people with American cheese. Is there a way to find a vitamin B deficiency without a blood panel? I'm too poor to afford one. I mean, you wouldn't, I mean, even if you did get a blood panel, again, tissue, there are certain tests that you would get that would indicate tissue levels more than just the physical blood level of the vitamin. But, I mean, what are you concerned you're not eating enough meat? Hey, Frank, how high is your latest total cholesterol level? Did the doctor tell you to take a statin? I haven't had a cholesterol test in a while. But one of the side effects of Accutane is high cholesterol because your liver isn't producing enough HDL. And that doesn't change regardless of diet. SJ14, why are sardines so high in histamines? So any fermented food is incredibly high in histamines. It's just when the food is salted, you don't have the presence.
Frank, what carbohydrate would you recommend to someone who has been insulin resistant and had Crohn's? I can't have breads or dairy. I have to have avocado with each meal, otherwise I get constipation.
So when you have a food that's heavily salted like sardines, the histamine content raises, but you don't have the probiotic histamine degrading bacteria in it. I've noticed that I can drink kefir, I can eat yogurt, but I can't eat raw salted cheese. So when I eat raw salted cheese, I mean, yeah, when I drink kefir or have yogurt, I have a histamine reaction, but nothing like cheese. You know, the kefir, the yogurt, I feel good after I eat it. The cheese is like, same with sardines and anchovies. It's like very, very high levels of histamines. And when you salt the food, you're preventing the growth of certain bacteria, which I'm led to believe is why people can't tolerate certain high histamine foods. When you remove the bacteria through heavily salting it, and some people tolerate these heavily salted foods fine. That's because their gut microbiome has the histamine degrading bacteria in high amounts. What organ produces DAO? Is it your kidneys? I think it's your liver produces DAO enzyme. It is your kidneys, okay. Your kidneys, your thymus, and the intestinal lining of your digestive tract. All right, so what organ produces N-methyltransferase? So what organ produces N-methyltransferase is an enzyme found primarily in the adrenal medulla that converts norepinephrine to, okay. It's an enzyme found primarily in the adrenal gland, okay. So if your adrenals are fucked, you're not going to produce the enzyme to remove histamines from your brain. That's probably why I don't sleep. So you got to be careful. The histamine stuff is such a long discussion. It gets really confusing. Frank, what carbohydrate would you recommend to someone who has been insulin resistant and has had Crohn's? I can't have bread or dairy. I have to have avocado with each meal, otherwise I get constipation. I mean, I wouldn't recommend carbohydrates. I would just consume the majority of your calories from fat, but you have to be mindful that chances are, if you have Crohn's and you consume any type of sugar, whether it's lactose or honey or whatever it is, even when I consume these foods, I don't really feel energy from them. They end up just feeding my gut bacteria and my body doesn't absorb them. So you got to be really careful and keep the carbohydrate content very low in the meals. If you do want to eat a carbohydrate, I would eat it separately from the meal, 100%. You don't want to combine carbs with proteins or fats. Or the bigger concern is combining carbs with fats, but you don't really want to combine a high amount of sugar or carbohydrates with other foods. I would eat them separately, and if that doesn't work, I would definitely keep the amount low in general. Now, obviously, if you had a handful of berries with your meal, I don't think you have an issue. If you're having constipation issues, though, I would check out my carnivore constipation video and see if anything comes up that you might not be doing. Thoughts on cod liver? Any risk of eating too much of it? For the average person, no. But you definitely need to get some vitamin D to balance it. Are kiwis high in oxalates? I mean, I would just look. I think they are, but I would just look up a chart of what fruits are high in what oxalates. Is there any danger in doing no nut November? I don't know what the deal with the no nut November stuff is. You guys can do whatever you want. I'll know if the boys are getting antsy in like a week or two into November, seeing what the comments on my videos are. They already get antsy without no nut November. I can't imagine what it's going to be like. How many hours after? This is really subjective because it depends on your digestive motility. So like sometimes like it really depends. Like if like I've been on Accutane and lately it takes a while for my stomach to empty. So I might have to wait 12 or 15 or 24 hours between meals if I want to mix stuff. So you have to know, you can tell when your stomach empties. You should be able to tell. Like when you're hungry or when that food clears past the upper part of your small intestine, that's when you can eat the other macronutrient. Have you thought about a Thanksgiving video, foods to eat and avoid, and alternatives for those on carnivore? Yeah, I think I might do a turkey video. I might do some Thanksgiving videos. I don't really know. What do you think of clenbuterol for fat loss? I don't use performance enhancing drugs. I don't study how performance enhancing drugs work. I'm not the person to ask about steroids. Don't know anything about them. Milk has carbs, fats, and protein. Yeah, but when you consume milk, the lactose is going to be digested by the bacteria in your stomach. That's a bit of an exception. And as I was saying, if it's a small amount of carbohydrates, you shouldn't have an issue. But if you're consuming like 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 grams of sugar, that's where you're going to have an issue combining things. Yeah, I'm sure if you threw like a tablespoon of honey into a meal, it's not going to make a difference, but you throw several tablespoons of honey into a meal, you might start having issues. Best source of vitamin D, obviously the sun. From foods, fatty fish like herring or mackerel. So we'll wrap this up in about 5 minutes. I have to go. I have a bunch of stuff to do tonight. Hopefully I don't get to bed too late. I gotta go to the gym. I might go down to the UFC event. We'll see. And then I gotta edit a video when I get home. I mean, even 4G is blasting in New York. Is olive oil okay? I'm dipping some rustic rye bread in some now. I mean, I've explained this in many videos. You know, everyone has a subjective tolerance to certain plant foods. Do you eat biltong? I don't have any biltong. I'd like to make some. I don't have like equipment to do it though. Hey Frankie, I'm going on a boys' trip to Thailand. How can I stay safe health-wise? I can't help you with that one, buddy. I'm sorry. So if you guys have any more questions, I'll wrap this up in 5 minutes. And if I didn't get to your question, just leave it as a comment on the video. It'll take like a minute or two for the live stream to get uploaded. What do you eat to make sure your vitamin D is good? I usually take a vitamin D supplement. Masvidal or Diaz? I don't really care. I'm just thinking about how I can film a vlog down there. Like, I don't know how I would film a vlog about the UFC event. Like, what am I'm just going to bring my camera down there and film stuff. Hopefully I get some decent footage. Just carrying my camera around versus the cell phone vlogging, though, I don't know what I should do. Because the camera is going to be higher quality and the sound quality should be better on the camera. I'm just worried about bringing the camera down and having to, carry it around and stuff. I think in hindsight, bringing my fucking camera down to Madison Square Garden's a really bad idea. Really bad idea. I might just bring my phone down and vlog on the phone. You need to sleep, dude. Yeah, hopefully I sleep tonight. Is it safe to supplement magnesium and zinc? You can deplete copper, or you can deplete potassium. How do you react to farmed salmon, Frank? It depends on how much I have. If I eat a very small amount, it's not much of a reaction. Maybe just a little acne.
I can't eat high amount of fats. How do you fix the lack of digestion of fats? I drink APC every morning and suffer from low stomach.
I would just keep your fat intake low. I would make sure that the fats that you do eat are very lightly cooked and see if over a period of time, you know, that increases. I'm not that much of a fan. I mean, I'm not that much of a fan of temporary fixes like taking ox bile or certain things. Some people say, oh, do liver flushes, but I would just try to see what your body tolerates from an animal foods perspective, see what makes you feel good, and try to follow that for a period of time and see if things resolve. If not, then I would start troubleshooting. Yeah, some of you guys like my vlogs, but it's hard to not really, my channel isn't really known for vlogs, so do a YouTube live stream from outside Madison Square Garden, edit it after. Do a live stream from outside of Madison Square Garden, edit it after. No, so I could do a live stream. I could do a live stream, but why would I do a live stream? I'd probably lose connection and stuff. That'd be hard to do. Sparrows just repeats the same things over and over again like a broken record. I feel like, yeah, it's tough. That's out of all the things I do, I try absolutely not to do that, and I try to do new content every single day. But unfortunately, most people don't have the attention span or the memory, so that's why he's successful with that. I've never had acid reflux. I don't know if me doing a live stream on my iPhone is a good idea. There's too many issues with the connection, with the battery. Do an IRL stream where you ask random people questions. That's another issue. The problem with IRL streaming is a lot of people don't want to be on camera, and a lot of people are very hostile when you have a camera in their face. And I like asking people permission if they want to be on camera first. I can't really do that with a live stream. Sparrow acts like he's never eaten pizza or drank a beer before. He drinks a gallon of orange juice every day. You can count on that shit. Yeah, I don't know. I've been you can test iPhone stream for once. We tested the iPhone stream. The iPhone stream's fine. It's just there's too many logistical issues with the live stream. Chances are it's going to be way too noisy down there. Frank, you need to work on your streaming game. IRL streaming is where the action is. You can have the camera on yourself. I mean, what do you guys expect me to do? Just like, what am I going to live stream in Manhattan doing for 2 hours? Like, what do you guys think? I'm just going to bother people on the street? You guys think I'm just going to walk around? You guys think I can go into a restaurant and just talk to you guys in the restaurant? I could do that. Is that what people do on live streams? I don't really watch them, so I don't know what people are doing. What do you have to say about the fact that you can get 100% of your nutrition from just 5 plant-based foods? Squash, lentils, asparagus, shiitake mushroom, and chia seed. Let me know how that works for you in a couple years, buddy. Keep me posted. Good luck. Nah, streams get boring. Well, we'll see, maybe. I'm always open to doing new things. It's just time constraints are tough. You know, it's tough to come out with a video every day. But thanks for joining me today, guys. As I said, I got a bunch of stuff to do. I gotta run. So I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.